How you doing? I'm Big D. Welcome to the show. Well, I got to talk about silver again. There's some things going on. I'm going to have another show just after this one, and we're going to talk about some things that I think you need to know before you buy silver. So please stop back and check that one out as well. If you do subscribe, but you don't want the updates because you don't want to be bothered, but you do want to help the show and support the show, I really appreciate that. We're going to get right into it. So before you buy silver or gold, you're going to want to know some different things that maybe some that you don't know about. So if you are a beginner in precious metals, maybe you're stacking, maybe you're buying jewelry for the weight, whatever it is, but you're confused with the terms like spot, melt price. What is an alloy or a carat? Let's start with precious metals versus base metals. Now, base metals, they're just they're just cheap metals that, like steel, copper, aluminum, stainless, brass, bronze, which are mainly used for industrial purposes and sold by the pound or even by the tonnage, because, like I said, it's very inexpensive compared to precious metals. Now, precious metals also have an industrial application, but generally used for storage of wealth or luxury items such as jewelry. Gold, silver, and platinum are the most common ones, but there are others, just not as popular. What we're going to talk about today is silver and gold mainly. Now, there are metals that are mixed together with other metals that are called alloys. Alloys that are commonly are mixed together, say with bronze, steel, brass, gold, white metal, rose gold. You might hear of a common practice where gold and copper are mixed together. Now, the reason to add copper to gold is not that strong. So when you add copper to gold, the jewelry becomes harder to bend. Gold is softer metal to gold. Jewelry could be damaged easily without adding copper. Now, what is bullion? Bullion is a general term that used any piece of precious metals that is formed as storage of wealth. It's not jewelry, not used for connectivity or electrical devices, and not a gold nugget. It's a gold bar or coin that's specifically used to store value. What's the difference between a bar and a coin and a round? Now, it's really just the shape of the precious metal versus the bar or the round. So it's just the shape. A coin, on the other hand, is specifically minted by a government and has a denomination on it. A penny, 50-cent dollar, it is issued by the government. A round or a bar is issued by a mint or someone who's refining precious metals into the shapes that they want to make them. Now, what's the difference between government issue and generic bullion? Government issue is self-explanatory. It's sold by the government. It's issued by the government. Like an American silver or gold eagle. Many of you that watch this show, you probably already stacked some of those. Or a British Britannia. All of them have a denomination. But you would never want to sell it for that amount of money because, it's undervalued. Now, generic bullion means it's minted by a private mint. There are different levels of generic. There's a design and no brand on it, coin, etc., which usually has the lowest premiums, meaning, well, we'll get into that. But a branded bullion like an Eaglehard, Apmex, or multiple famous brands out there, JM Bullion, they have them. Those may have a higher premium. Some branded bullions even have higher premiums than the government. What is a spot price? Let's go with that. And a melt price. What's the difference? Melt value depends on what percentage of the metal you are referring about, such as gold or silver. And a purity of the silver or gold means that there may be something mixed in with it to make the bullion. Coin bars, etc. So if you see 0.999, that's 999 out of 1,000. So it's pretty much pure, right? There might be 0.1% or some other metal or impurity in that bar or round, etc. The more pure the coin is, the higher the melt value is. Spot prices corresponds to the ultimate price, market price of the metal. So 1 ounce of silver is the spot price, and is oftentimes, when you hear melt plus price, those terms are usually interchangeable. Hope I'm not confusing anybody, but you can leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll answer whatever whatever questions you may have. Now let's talk about purities such as carat. What are the differences in carat when discussing gold? 24 karat is pretty much 100% pure. It's 0.999, just like the gold, the silver bars, rounds, etc. Now, 22 karat is 91.67%. 18 karat is 75% carat, or 75% of gold. 14 karat is 58.33%. And 10K is 41.67%. Fractional value of gold. Now, if you have 12 karat, it's 12 over 24. That would be 50% gold. We don't normally see 12 karat in the United States, but often see 14K or 14 karat, which is 14 over 24, which is 58.33%. Next, how do you measure weight in precious metals? The grain measurement is pretty common way of measuring. Very small pieces. Like a ring. Very light. Now, also earrings, same thing. But to get a more precise measurement, you can use pennyweight, which that is what I use. And I'll explain why towards the end. And commonly written out as DWT. But when buying metals, say at a coin shop or a pawn shop, most likely bullion will be sold in troy ounces, which are slightly regular ounce versus a regular ounce that you might use in say a recipe. So a troy ounce, that's going to be leaning towards precious metals. A regular type ounce, you're going to use on a scale to measure for a recipe. I hope that makes sense. Now, let's talk about junk silver. Why would anyone want junk silver? More people want junk silver than you could even imagine. I am one of them. Junk silver is also called constitutional silver. They are coins minted with silver in them, along with different percentages of silver. Now, if minted before 1965, all dimes and quarters and half dollars, and also dollars in the United States and other countries have junk silver as well. Another reason they are called junk silver is because they don't typically have a premium attached to them, which is a good thing. Junk silver is very sought after. just in case there's a apocalypse. You're going to be able to buy something maybe from a farmer or something. Maybe you can barter with it. Some believe if the RV happens, which a lot of people believe in, quantum financial system, the Zara Jazara, that type of thing, then there might be a little bit of a lull on what is going on and how you can get some money. But a lot of people believe it's going to be instantaneous. You're not going to be too much of a problem getting whatever you need. But junk silver, constitutional silver, is a good thing to have just in case. Here's another term: gold bug or silver stacker. These are the names that have been given to people who invest in silver and gold. Obviously, gold bug for gold, silver stacker for silver, etc. Now, what is a monster box? A box that has a large order of silver would come in from a government. A monster box, say, is 500 silver eagles in one box. Now, what is a poured bar of silver? It's a bar that's been poured into a mold, which is not a very pretty bar at all. Some like these, and also many times, come with a high premium. Machine made bars are identical from one to the next, which are very, very pretty, a much prettier bar. But some like the poured bars better and well liked. But my opinion, the poured bars remind me of something that's been made in someone's garage, which at this point, who knows what percentage that bar is made of. I mean, I don't have a machine if I'm going to go buy someone's bars like this, and it's going to be able to tell the purity of it, anything, really, to be honest with you. You're taking your money in your own hands when it comes to buying any silver. I hear a lot of people getting taken, and even from mints. Not sure how that's getting past these mints that like a JM Bullion. I'm not sure if they're the ones, so don't quote me on it. But this is the type of place I'm talking about. I've had some talk shows that I had some discussions with people that were on these talk shows, and they made it sound like it's a reoccurring situation, especially with silver. I don't know why it wouldn't be with gold, but it might be a plated round. It might be something it has very little silver content in it. A lot of American Eagles were being found. A guy that I know personally, he was selling some, and he had to give some money back because what he thought was real ended up being not actually real silver. One thing to do is, if you have, and you're a big Silver Eagle fan, and you buy just Silver Eagles, you might want to make sure you have one that you know 100% is 100% silver, and it's accurate and it's not counterfeit. Have one of those, because the thickness and the diameter are going to come in play along with the weight. All of those three things can help you from not getting scammed. That's some very good information from what I have received over the years. Now, an art bar usually has a design on it which makes it highly collectible. Coke, which had a piece of silver made into the shape of a bottle of Coke, that was pretty cool. Now, what is silver shot? Metal can be sold in small pieces that look like BBs. That's what silver shot is. They are easier to melt. So what is a hallmark? It's a designation of the percentage of silver which is usually stamped on an item. So you would know if it has a certain percentage. For instance, sterling silver. It has a certain percentage. It isn't 100% stainless or silver, because it has other metals that have been mixed in with it. That way, it would have a stronger, it won't bend or damage as easy. It's just like gold. Now, plated silver is another thing you got to be aware of, especially if you're buying jewelry or silverware, or tea sets, if you're someone who's into that kind of thing. Sterling silver is one of those designations. Now, last in the terms that I wanted to share with you is assay, ASSEY, assay, which is a test that a jeweler or pawn shop would be using an XRF machine, which is very accurate. This is what they say. Wink, wink. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt nowadays. But I do believe they are accurate. That way, you are accurately paid by the actual truth and the right amount of gold and silver. But thank you. I do appreciate you coming again. That's what I do appreciate the comments. And please leave a comment. Let me know, if you're a stacker, if any of this could help you. I really would like to know, and I will leave a comment for you. So try to have a great rest of your day. We are at almost to the weekend, so God bless and have a great weekend.